Good evening. Please rise for the national anthem. We encourage you to stand and sing along.
Land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the 24th annual, but first ever virtual Immigrants of Distinction Awards. I'm Doug Dirks, host of the Homestretch on CBC Radio 1 here in Calgary, and I am broadcasting live this evening from our studios here in Parkdale in the Northwest. Now, this evening has been a long time coming. This year's finalists have been waiting much longer than usual to learn if they are the recipient of a 2020 award. But a silver lining is that we've had a chance today to get to know this year's finalists a little bit better, and we appreciate them sharing their stories during the roundtable discussions this afternoon. Now, if you weren't able to attend the roundtables, you'll be able to view the recordings right here starting next week. Watch your email for details. Now, as many of you know, watching tonight, I've had the pleasure of co-emceeing this event for many years, always in a giant ballroom in downtown Calgary, where I have to streak from the studio when my show ends at 6 o'clock downtown. A little more relaxed this year, but I'm very happy to have Bindu Suri from Global to MC with me this year. So let's give her a warm virtual welcome. Come on now, let's start a virtual wave, starting in the northeast part of the city, across to the northwest, down to the southwest, and then across to the southeast. And are you ready? Everyone in the northeast, go. It's on you, northwest, go southwest, and now the southeast. Let's get up in your living rooms or wherever you're watching tonight and join in on the fun. Hello, Bindu.
Hello, Doug. Thank you so much, Doug. Everyone, now I want to give a virtual shout out to Doug Dirks, host of the Homestretch on CBC Radio Calgary. A pleasure to be co-emceeing with you, Doug. Really excited to be here. The IDA has been fortunate to have you involved for so many years, Doug. We encourage you to post your shout outs and excitement in the chat that you see already, people talking there, or on social media using hashtag IDA 2020 throughout the evening. Once again, really happy to be co-emceeing with Doug. I have also been waiting anxiously to hear who this year's recipients are, as I'm sure all of you have. Tonight, we celebrate newcomers who have helped make Calgary such a great city, but we want to first acknowledge the history of this city and the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy comprising of the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. We are situated on land where the Bow River meets the Elbow River, and that the traditional Blackfoot name of this place is Mohkinstsis, which we now call the city of Calgary. We are honored to have Elder Kelly Goodeagle Sr. with us tonight to open our event. Kelly grew up on the Siksika and Blackfeet reservations. He attended school in East Rochester, New York, where he graduated in 1973. 1975, he moved to Calgary. For over 25 years, Kelly has been a member of the Horn Society and is now an elder for the Society on the Siksika Reserve. Kelly has been employed with Alberta Health Services since 2009, where he currently holds a position of traditional wellness counselor. He is an elder advisor for the Calgary Police Service, Knowledge Keepers, United Way, and Boys and Girls Club of Calgary, and is a vice director on the board of directors at the Buffalo National Luxton Museum in Banff. So many accomplishments and so much contribution to our community.
Okay, Netuka Wakes. Nadanika Wasapita. Studamako Musikawa. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kelly Good Eagle Sr. I come from the Blackfoot or Siksika Nation tribe just southeast of Calgary here. What I'll be doing today is just to do a prayer and acknowledgement, and I'll be doing a live smudge from where I'm at. And what that's going to do is to tweak myself to the Creator and bring everybody together in a nice, safe, ethical space. I know usually we have a round space, but now with the new pandemic, everything's different. But with my smudge, this will make everything a safe, ethical space. And at the same time, I'll do a prayer song, which I received in 1980, which happens, the grandmothers and grandfathers will come in, they'll dance, they'll look at you, and then they'll take your prayers with them and bless this whole festivity and awards in that way. So without further ado, we'll do a live smudge from here now. Hayanapi natus. Kamach beto pi up tagadan swas pumukinan. O kisamisak siakachipui. O kisamisak siasapi. Tagadan sa samkutisaw sakapi. O tagadan pa uksits kinaik. Smotuki. Skinatsuitik. Samestu samisak samkutisaw sakapi. Kimmisaya. O kitaganas pa uksiko kap. Sikitanas pa kaksamukinan. O kisamisak siakachipui. Samkutisaw sakapi. O kispumos na nipitam, na kuksana, nessa kuksana. O kinestawan no kasapita, anay. Ya, hey, oh, yo, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, Ayunapi natus. Ukimaji petu piyop tagaran swas pumukinan. Ukis pumus anum napuyus. Samkuts pinan sakapi. Uke neipi musi nesaksi. Ukis pumus sagachi puyanum. Samkuts pinan sakapi. Thank you very much for having me for this evening, and I'm very honored to be here. And I just want to congratulate all the ones that are going to be getting awards this evening. It looks pretty exciting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elder Kelly Good Eagle Sr. We appreciate that so much. The IDA is usually an opportunity to pull out our fancy duds and get all dressed up for a formal evening. I have my sparkly little earrings on. MC Doug Dirks, I see you've got all dressed up, a little fancy blazer, but here's the thing. I'm a news anchor. I know. Let's be honest. What are you wearing on the bottom half?
Well, Bindu, first of all, this jacket, since the beginning of the pandemic, I've had a little extra time on my hands. So I made this out of a throw rug that was just lying around the house, as you can tell by the pattern. As for, so it's business on the top, sort of, but party on the bottom, because I too have anchored the news. Now, I don't know if you can see, but there's some leg, right? I'm showing some leg and shorts. Yeah, so there you go. I know your trick. I've done it many times myself over the years.
We share that trick, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how about the rest of you? Did you take this opportunity to get all dressed up? We want to see your virtual IDA outfit. So please send us a selfie on social media. If you ordered a care package, you'll find a photo prop there. And if you haven't already been to the photo booth in the lobby, please go have your photo taken. You can have it sent to you by email so you can share it with others, post it on social media. It'll be added to the gallery as well, so you can see others who are online tonight.
So I'll have to get my picture taken before the end of the night. Big shout out to our technical guru, Todd Fletcher, who is here and made all of this wonderful background work for us here at CBC Calgary. So I'm going to put Todd to work as well, take a few pictures. Now, this has obviously been to a lot of fun, but we couldn't be celebrating tonight without the support of the 2020 IDA sponsors. So let's take a moment to thank them, and we encourage everyone to give a virtual shout out to RBC, HSBC, FCSS, Dr. Chirag Shah, CPA Alberta, Bow Valley College, Trico Homes, Shane Homes, Asset, the Rome Family, Walsh LLP, Shaw Communications, National Bank, CBC Radio, MC Calgary, the Calgary Herald and Post Media, Canada 88 News, Red FM, and Calgary Arabia Radio. So thank you to all of those sponsors for their support of the 24th annual IDAs. Now, at this time, I'd like to invite Haider Hassan, CEO of Immigrant Services Calgary, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Bindu and Doug. Great job. And to all the finalists and nominees, such a pleasure to have you here. For those of us, for those of the community members who are joining us in this virtual celebration, we thank you again. We're posting some record numbers, and it is my privilege to be part of this team, Immigrant Services Calgary, and our civil society groups in Calgary that are taking adaptable leadership in a rapidly changing environment to ensure that we unleash the economic, the social, and civic potential of our newcomers. Our theme for this year was unleashing potential. So we'll continue to facilitate your growth and integration, empowering you to thrive in our communities despite all obstacles, because it is through the obstacles that Calgary, that Alberta, that Canada continues to be the best in the world. We congratulate this year's finalists and award recipients, all of whom represent the best of Calgary that has to offer, and we wish you continued success as the current leaders of society. I want to thank our generous funders, our sponsors, our donors, corporate and community partners, as well as our dedicated staff and volunteers. This event would not have been possible without the tireless work of Erica Tan, who is a special events lead at Immigrant Services Calgary, Stephanie and Melanie, who are our consultants, and for even you, Doug and Bindu, for making time out for us to help support the community. That's been really remarkable. Finally, a big shout out to our board of directors, volunteer board of directors that are helping civil society become really strong. I would like to give a shout out to our board chair, Shirley Phillips, who might as well be on our payroll of the countless amount of hours she spends to ensure that we continue to be a remarkable city. Finally, guests, thank you so much. It is my privilege to now welcome you to watch the next video from our valued Calgarians. It represents the impact of all that we do and portrays that light of hope. Together, we are transforming newcomer lives, building a stronger Calgary, Alberta, and Canada with our civil society groups like the Center for Newcomers, the Immigration Education Society, Calgary Immigrant Women Association, and the Catholic Immigration Society. The collective efforts of today are the key drivers propelling Canada to become the best country in the world to live, work, and play, and that will continue to be the case in the pandemic and post-pandemic.
It's our dream come true. Because before we just see Canada, or especially Calgary, just in the pictures, in the magazines, and never in our wildest dream that
We'll be here.
we'll be here, and finally we're here.
Yeah, and we're here.
Beginning, I was super shy. I didn't talk, and I started the program. I'm volunteering the Corps, and I like it because I didn't have like a lot of friends here. I started to know more people, and I started doing like volunteering, and I like it. I enjoyed it, and I feel more comfortable, and I learn more about Canada.
We got an immense support from Immigrant Services of Calgary. First, as soon as I went there, I met Meenakshi, who changed our dimension of life and way of looking at things. Had this opportunity to understand or go out our boundary and explore.
For us, it's a gold information. This is very, very important information that we needed to feel comfortable to say, oh, I'm a part of this society, this community. Immigrant Services Calgary help us. They give to us hope. They give to me hope.
What we like about ISC is that it's very targeted to the Calgary market, and that really helped us refine our strategy in terms of getting a targeted job.
Success is not always about an individual. Success is about enabling others and growing together. That's what is real success. As an individual, you grow in stature when you enable others and you take them along with you.
Anyone that's coming to Canada, to Calgary specifically, you will succeed here. You will have the best life for your family, and you will enjoy the joys of citizenship when you get to that path as well. When you unleash your potential, I'm excited to see what kind of things you're going to create.
I just wanted to say, I know I see Chad here just sent a message, touches all the feelers. It sure does. That was really great to hear. Thank you so much, Hyder. I have a special place in my heart, of course, for newcomers, my parents newcomers to Calgary, so their experience, a big part of my experience here in Calgary. Great message. Thank you, Hyder. We have one last announcement before we begin presenting the awards. Everyone in attendance tonight has been entered into a draw. The lucky winners of the door prizes will be chosen. Just to mention some of the prizes here, a Lake Louise Family Ski Day donated by Lake Louise Ski Resort. Sunday brunch for 4 at the Fairmont Banff Springs. Ooh, donated by the Fairmont Banff Springs. Also 4 passes for the Canadian Rockies Hot Springs donated by Canadian Rockies Hot Spring. So the winners will be chosen. You will receive your prize in the mail next week. Now we are.
I heard you getting very excited about that Fairmont Banff Springs prize, but I have to tell you from personal experience, we are ineligible to win. So
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, I know. I had to accept that. Come to terms with that, Doug.
All right, and now we are honored to have his worship, Mayor Naheed Nenshi, at this virtual event tonight for the IDAs. Let's invite him to say a few words on behalf of the city of Calgary.
Well, thanks so much, Doug and Bindu. I think I am also ineligible, which makes me a bit sad. Now, Bindu, I got to tell you, I've been at this, I think this is my 11th time at this particular ceremony. And every single year I start by thanking Doug Dirks for wearing trousers. And I never in my life imagined, in all the things that 2020 would have brought us, that one of those things would be finally Doug Dirks not wearing trousers at one of these events. Thanks, Doug. I know you did it for me and I love it. Well, this is weird, right? Normally we are in a beautiful ballroom. There's an amazing meal. and we have the opportunity to meet one another and come together and really celebrate. And for me, this is an event that I look forward to every single year. And let's remember that it was supposed to be on the second Friday in March. And maybe you all remember what happened on the second Friday in March. And this was an event that was canceled very quickly at very short notice when we started to go into the pandemic lockdown. And I think it's just a testament to the resilience of Immigrant Services Calgary and the resilience of all our newcomers that we are still able to come together and celebrate. And I am so thrilled to be here with you all in order to do that. But this year, I think my message might be a little less cheery than it normally is, because this has been a tough year. It's been a tough year for all of us in so many different ways. We're dealing with a public health crisis that is beyond our imagination. That's happening at the same time as we're dealing with a mental health crisis, that we're dealing with an addictions crisis that were already there, but that have been exacerbated by the public health crisis. Of course, we're dealing with an economic crisis of almost untold proportions. And all of that is happening in the context of some long delayed and critical conversations in our community about the true meaning of inclusion. So let's be clear. COVID-19 has laid bare so many weaknesses in our community. Just today, I had the opportunity to look at our record COVID numbers and have a conversation with some people at the City of Calgary around why is it that certain parts of the city seem to have much higher rates of infection than other parts of the city. And I said, well, the answer is pretty simple, because those people got to go to work every day. They don't have the option of working from home or taking time off or looking after their sick kid. And one of the things that we've learned through COVID-19 is really the economic structure of our community. We've created an economy and a society where we never talk about the fact that there is an entire class of people, mostly newcomers, often women, who are doing a lot of what we now call essential services, but really is not work that we valued before now. So when you think about the fact that very, very, very early in the morning, a lot of usually newcomers, mostly women, get on the bus and go to work in a long-term care facility where they change our grandparents' diapers and feed them breakfast, and they're working in an organization that only gives them 30 hours a week, so they don't have to pay benefits. So as soon as they're done that shift, they get on another bus and go to another long-term care facility to do the same thing all over again for supper. And then when there's a pandemic, we blame them. And we say you're engaging in risky behavior by working in more than one long-term care facility at the same time. We have a group of people who can only find work outside of the city, in distribution, in warehousing, in meat packing plants. And because it's outside of the city, there's no public transit. So they carpool to work, which is something that we should encourage. And we blame them for carpooling to work. We have folks living in multi-generational families, and we say you're putting your grandparents at risk by having them in your house. And these are the kinds of conversations that, even as our community has come together during this crisis and during pandemic, are troubling, because they wake us up to the reality of the life of so many newcomers in our community. And that's been hard for me, because those of you who've been to this event before, frankly, those of you who've ever heard me speak about anything before, know how incredibly proud I am of what we've accomplished on this land, of what we've done in this place. I always say that Calgary has always tried to be a beacon of light and hope in an often cold and dark and cruel world. That we have said to people from every corner of this broken earth, come here. You belong here. You'll be safe here. You're welcome here. Your kids and their kids and their kids will have extraordinary opportunity right here. So how do we hold two things together in our mind? Number one is, can we be proud of and celebrate the fact that we have created on this land perhaps the most successful example of a pluralistic society in human history? But at the other hand, understand that not everybody has all those opportunities, that particularly for our Black and Indigenous and people of color communities, we're not where we need to be. How do we move from being pluralistic and multicultural to being actively anti-racist on this land? You know what? Those are hard questions. You know what? I don't know the answers. But I do know there is nowhere in the world I would rather be grappling with all of this than right here. It's my 10th anniversary as your mayor this week. And for 10 years, I've got to go to work every single day and work on that very simple promise of our community. I told it to you the first time at my first Immigrants of Distinction Award, and I'm going to tell it to you again. This is what we strive for every day. That we are living in a place where it doesn't matter what you look like or where you come from. It doesn't matter how you worship or whom you love. What matters is that you're here, that you belong here, and you have the chance right here, right now, to live a great Canadian life. So thank you for giving me the chance to work on that every single day. I know every single one of you works on that every single day. And now, this year, with this virtual thing, they've given me an opportunity to do something I've never got to do before, which is I get to present an award instead of just turning it right back to Doug and Bindu. So here we go. And I think it's the first, well, I don't think, I know it's the first award of this evening. So here's hoping I don't screw it up. But I get to present to you some extraordinary people, the finalists for the STEM category. The STEM award is presented to an immigrant or refugee who has achieved success in or made outstanding contributions to promote science, technology, engineering, or math in Calgary. And let me introduce you to these magnificent finalists. The first finalist is Dr. Gunter Rua.
I'm Gunter Rua, Professor of Software Engineering at the University of Calgary.
Pioneer in transferring research results into industrial practice. Some of his achievements involve the isolation of gaps in emergency app services, something that's incredibly close to my heart, which is business intelligence solution for waste management in Calgary. If mayors are not excited about waste management, they shouldn't be mayors. Participating in over 250 publications, holding a US patent on research planning, chairing positions in international conferences, acting as the editor-in-chief of the Journal of Information and Software Technology. Dr. Rua's impact is significant and international. Our second nominee is my friend Baljit Singh. Baljit is the Dean of the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Calgary. His research in inflammation, which is over $10 million in funding, by the way, and his teaching has been recognized through his election as a Fellow of the Canadian Academy of Health Sciences and a 3M National Teaching Fellowship. I'm a professor myself. I tell you that 3M Teaching Fellowship is a big deal. It means that you have done extraordinary work with your students. It is Canada's highest teaching honor. He's trained over 90 research students. He's published over 100 research papers and the textbook of veterinary anatomy. Baljit's been engaged also in issues of human rights and social justice for many years. And he was involved in the creation of the Human Rights Office at the University of Guelph. Baljit's passionate about education partnerships, and he's passionate about Indigenous communities. And our final nominee tonight is the extraordinary Dr. Belinda Hain, a tenured Department of Chemistry professor at the University of Calgary, world-renowned scientist and advocate for women in STEM. Dr. Hain has a mission of engaging people in science for the benefit of our greater society, tackling some of society's biggest problems, their greatest challenges. She spent the last 12 years combating antimicrobial resistance, boy, that matters now, creating and patenting technology that kills microbes upon contact. She encourages diversity every day, the removal of barriers through her creative teaching style, international conferences, local engagement, and passion for sciences. Now, the funny thing about this is they didn't actually tell me who the winner is. So here we go. I get to say, and this year's recipient is...
I was born and raised in Belgium, did my entire education there, and then I moved to Canada in 2004 for a postdoctoral fellowship. I'm very big in trying to engage people with science. I have tried to inspire, in particularly girls, to come into education in science. I have as well like a big role as an advocate for women who are already in the field of science, trying to keep them in that field. I've done a lot of magic show at the Market Mall, so we did spooky science, and spooky science was a way for me coming back to the importance of being a woman. So I was costumed as a princess, and I was showing that you could be like both a princess and a professor. The most rewarding things for me is to see the girls and the women truly blossoming, finding their way into their life, being science or non-science. So I am CEO of my own startup company. I have created a light-activated nanomaterial which kills bacteria directly on contact. The impact that I would like to have is that no one is going to lose their limb because of diabetic ulcers thanks to me. Second things that I would like to achieve is really having more women staying in science, because we do have a lot of girls in chemistry course, but they don't stay. And I would like to have them to stay, and this is what I'm striving for.
Hi. I cannot hear you.
Oh no.
I was wondering how much that's going to happen today, Dr. Hain. I was in awe of all of your accomplishments. I forgot to unmute. You know, I wanted to know, you spoke there in your video about really helping encourage women, girls to stay in STEM and to take science. And why was it so important for you to get more women involved in these industries?
Because I'm seeing that like we are 51% of the population, and a lot of women get amazing education and then they don't pursue. They don't feel that they don't really have role model, and they don't see that they could have a career and as well as family. And sometimes women have the feeling that they have to choose. And so it's very, very important for me to be able to share the word that you don't have to choose. You can have both. And success, someone has said that earlier. Success is really not like just numbers, it's really how you can impact others. And I think that it's something that we should try to change in the mentality of academia. Try to really show that like there are different way of having success, and maybe we're going to have some academic world more inclusive with more women and with more people of colors as well.
And Dr. Hain, just quickly, a quick thank you to anyone that helped you get to where you are in life.
Yeah, no, I would like to thank my family. I'm sure my parents are going to be crying tomorrow when I'm going to tell them. It's a big honor, and you cannot believe as well. I'm sorry, Doug, for saying that, but the fact that it's Mr. Nenshi who introduced me was like, it was an honor. I was like really looking forward to meet him in person, and having had him introducing me was like amazing. And then, yeah, I would like to thank everyone, my students in my group who really are supporting me, and my family, my husband, and thank you for the Immigrant of Distinction who have really like the Immigrant Service who have really like believed in me.
Well, congratulations to you, Dr. Hain. You talked about the lack of role models. I will say that you are a great role model, so it's a really good start. Thank you so much, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Belinda, before we let you go, are you in Brussels?
No, this is my hometown. I wanted to share a little bit of my hometown. This is Liège. where I'm coming from. And those houses, they date from like the 12th or the 13th century.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Félicitations.
Merci.
Congratulations to Dr. Belinda Hain, and also thanks to Mayor Nenshi, of course, who spent part of his evening with us. He's had a very busy day. I saw him on Power and Politics earlier in the day on CBC News Network talking about his 10th anniversary and the opportunity for people to shorten their quarantines at Calgary International Airport here in the next 6 months or so. And I'm glad that Mayor Nenshi is gone, I think, because now I can put long pants on. My legs are freezing. They've turned the heat down here at CBC.
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay. Well, I might need a blanket though anyway.
You keep those shorts on.
All right. Okay. I'll take one for the team. So each year, the IDA recognizes exceptional immigrants or refugees between the ages of 14 and 24 who have made an outstanding contribution or significant achievement in one or more of the following areas: arts and culture, sports, community and volunteer activities, academics, and leadership. And I call this portion of the show, Go Home and Talk to My Kids About Picking Up the Pace, because these are all overachievers. So please welcome Paula Young, Acting Manager of Strategic Services, Calgary Neighborhoods, City of Calgary, who will introduce you now to one of this year's recipients.
Thank you, Doug, and the organizers. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of the City of Calgary. I'm happy to introduce you to Sinand Kapanapan. I believe we have a bit of a video now to go to.
I'm Sinand Kanapan. I'm an undergraduate student at the University of Calgary studying health sciences right now. I'm a cancer undergraduate researcher. I am an advocate for cancer patients, and I work a lot in informing and working with policymakers in the cancer field.
And so Sinand Kapanan's passion for fighting cancer is exemplified by his interdisciplinary research and volunteerism at the Tom Baker Cancer Center, forming a not-for-profit committed to democratizing cancer research through the involvement of youth. He is regularly recognized both nationally and internationally for his innovative work and is seen by his peers and professors as a future leader in cancer research. He's an advocate for issues that matter to him on and off campus and shows incredible potential to improve communities around him. So please help me congratulate Sinand.
Thank you very much.
Sinand, hi, it's Doug here at CBC Calgary. Congratulations on your award. I just have a question. What got you involved in the field of oncology? Why are you so determined to beat cancer?
I've told this story before. It's coincidental. You know, I did my Volcano Science Fair project as well. And in grade 8, I decided I needed to level up. So I sent an email to many professors at the University of Calgary and got my first yes in a cancer lab. So that was that made it. And I've just continued in cancer since then, and found it to be an incredibly intellectually and emotionally interesting field.
So this isn't a job interview, but where do you see the future for yourself?
You know, it's hard to tell. I hope to stay involved. Cancer care somehow, whether it be in medicine, research, or even advocacy. Still not sure, but hopefully I'll know soon.
All right. I don't want to get you in trouble with your family. So who would you like to thank?
You know, I think probably my mentors at the University of Calgary. It's an awesome, rapidly growing university. So many mentors, and they're all willing to help as long as you're willing to reach out. So maybe that's a message to the young youth that want to get involved. Send those emails. It's better now than ever.
Sinand, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Want to congratulate Sinand, and also thank you so much, Paula Young, for helping us out tonight. We will be hearing more about our youth recipients throughout the event. Very interesting to hear from these young people. We want to now welcome Mario Siciliano, Acting President and CEO from Bow Valley College, to present our next award. Mario.
Great, thanks, Bindu.
The Entrepreneurship and Innovation Award is presented to an immigrant or refugee who has achieved success in the creation or operation of a business. Embracing Calgary's entrepreneurial spirit, finalists demonstrate innovation resulting in business success in Calgary or surrounding areas. Your first finalist is Angie Ostajic.
Hello, my name is Angie Ostajic and I am an entrepreneur. I've been in sales for almost 20 years.
Angie's got a video.
And it's such an amazing opportunity. I'm super grateful and honored to be nominated and being the finalist of Immigrant Services Calgary.
Angie is the founder of AO Giving Hearts, which supports less fortunate children in the Philippines. Her inspirational life story of overcoming poverty and reaching success in a new country through her determination has fueled her passion to assist others in their pursuit of achieving financial freedom. As a life coach and motivational speaker, she works to break down barriers standing between individuals and their lifelong dreams. Our next finalist is Erkin Atahanov.
I'm a founding partner of a consulting firm, PFC, as well as a couple of other startups as well in Calgary.
Erkin founded accounting consulting firm PFC, which became the only Canadian member of MC Accounting Network Pansell Kerr Forster. His business model was based on quality of service with the highest integrity. Significant part of his team is comprised of new immigrants hailing from very diverse backgrounds. He is one of the activists in Alberta on enhancing the status of newcomers by providing them with complimentary financial education and services, including on-the-job training. He founded a few startups with operations in Canada and internationally, employing a few dozen employees in the local market. Erkin is also an active supporter of various not-for-profits. Our next finalist is Jose M. Azares.
My name is Jose Miguel Azares. I'm a local entrepreneur and I run a local restaurant brand and a HR tech company.
As a two-time startup founder, Jose works to create inclusive work environments, employing those of differing abilities. His popular boutique restaurant, Regrub, employs many individuals with developmental disabilities and publicly recognizes the hard work and loyalty they bring to his workforce and the community. His second startup, NIDM, is a unique initiative which promotes inclusivity by creating virtual reality training modules to support employers in diversifying their employees. And the recipient of this year's award is...
I was born in Venezuela in South America, but my dad is from Chile and my mom from Colombia. And basically in 2006 we immigrated here to Canada because I was looking for better education. I thought that diversity and inclusion here in Canada was a lot more prevalent, and I knew that that's basically where I was gonna end up my professional career. So I decided to do something that I could do with my own hands. And a restaurant was the perfect fit at that point, right? So I decided to actually found Regrub. The whole idea about Regrub was to create a brand that was based on innovation, creativity, and purpose. And my new calling, my new passion at that point, obsession I'll say, not a passion, became inclusion in the workplace. There was a girl here at Regrub. She applied for a job, and her name is Lisa. She's working at Regrub right now. She applied for a job like 7 or 8 times, and she couldn't get a job because she had some social awkwardness. She couldn't find a job for 3-4 years, and she wanted to get a chance. So we did, and she killed it. She actually did really well, and she changed the company completely. As soon as Lisa came in, then I had the sense that I had to change the HR practices in the company. So we decided to become very inclusive. And nowadays, we actually hire 25 to 35% of our workforce comes from vulnerable communities. Intellectually disabled, physically challenged, or new landed immigrants, refugees, or veterans. So I created a company called NIDM, which is basically combining inclusion in the workplace, technology, and hospitality. Basically a hospitality tech company that creates virtual reality training modules for this industry. This entrepreneurship became more about doing something that is right, something that has either a people, animal, or planet initiative, and that is embedded into the core business of the company, and then everything else will come. If you base your company on those three things, either people, animals, or planet, money will come. The bottom line will be there.
Congratulations to you, Jose. Very exciting. I want to know, I know you mentioned a few reasons why you wanted to come here and pursue your dreams. Did it sort of live up to what you expected? Did you have supports in place to get to where you wanted to be?
Now, can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah, I got you. Did you hear my question, Jose?
Yeah, kind of. Can you repeat it just in case?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just wondering, you mentioned all the reasons you wanted to come here and begin to pursue your dreams. And I was just wondering, did it live up to your expectations, and did you have the supports available to accomplish what you wanted to?
Yeah, good question. I'm a big believer that expectations, as soon as you put expectations there, that can actually change your journey. So I try not to put any expectations. I just go with the flow, with the moment. When it comes down to support, the support, I had all the supports, not only in Canada, but also in Calgary. Okay, so as soon as I landed here in Canada back in 2008, the support has been there, educationally, through services, through finance, everything. Okay, but and it was just up to me to actually leverage that support on the services.
Talk about doing what's right. I think you got it right. Do you have a couple of shout outs there?
No, I guess the shout outs is basically I have somebody, Lisa, Lisa, Jason, they're people that work at Rigor right now. They're the ones actually changing the company right now. So I'm very proud of them. I'm proud of what they're doing on a daily basis, just to keep the company going and maintain those jobs alive.
Fantastic. Congratulations again, Jose.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Jose, and thanks to Mario as well for that presentation. Now, please welcome Chad Moore, Sales Manager for the Calgary Herald, to present our next award. And Chad, I want you to know that I've been a long-time Calgary Herald subscriber, still get the physical newspaper. I know very few people know what a newspaper is, but I'm old enough to know what it is, so keep up the great work.
Thank you very much. I'm even using the old school corded microphone. It's my honor to be here and be presenting the award for the Arts and Culture Award, which is presented to an immigrant or refugee who merits recognition in an artistic endeavor. Over the past 23 years at the Immigrants of Distinction Awards, we have seen recipients in this category who have impacted our city and community with art in its many forms, from architecture, performances, writing, and poetry. I'm pleased to announce your finalists are Olawumi Idowu.
My name is Olawumi Idowu, and I'm a performing artist in the category of African dance.
Olawumi shares the intricacies of the African cultures through dance, music, theater, and storytelling throughout Calgary, shifting Albertans' perceptions about who participates in the arts to inspire people of all backgrounds to engage as audience and artists. As the founder and director of Museo Africa Music and Dance Theatre Inc., she's an accomplished dancer, choreographer, and producer, and brought MC African dance instructors to Calgary, where they have taught styles never before seen in the city. She is also an arts manager, empowers the youth, and advocates for equity-seeking artists. In addition to organizing numerous theater productions, she continues to celebrate intercultural understanding and promotes the African and Caribbean community by sitting as a member of several arts and inclusion organizations. The next nominee, Dr. Daljinder Johal Singh.
My name is Daljinder Johal. I teach the Punjabi folk dance to youth and the kids in Calgary, and also I taught in British Columbia.
Recipient of the Alberta Centennial Medallion Award, Dr. Daljinder Singh is a well-known advocate in the city's Punjabi community. With his vast knowledge and experience in folk dances, he has taught high school students the importance and rich history of Punjabi culture. His efforts have created Bhangra teams which have won distinctions in various Alberta competitions, motivated dance academies in California, and has influenced well-known Bollywood actors. As a researcher, he seeks to explore the interface between history and literature of Punjabi society and culture. Using the arts, he discusses pain points of the Punjabi community, such as how to combat drugs and violence. Ishita Singla.
My name is Ishita Singla, and I'm the Artistic Director of Madhuban Performing Arts.
Ishita Singla is the founder and artistic director of Madhuban Performing Arts and specializes in Indian folk forms, Bollywood dancing, and semi-classical styles. An avid believer that art can promote health and well-being, she has worked tirelessly to promote South Asian art forms through dance and music. And she has also served as the keynote speaker for awareness events such as mental health, domestic violence, female empowerment, and stigma associated with the performing arts. It's my honor to congratulate this year's recipient too.
I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa, and I lived there for 10 years before migrating to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We got here October 25th, 1992. I've been performing since I was 3 back in Nigeria. I've been competing in African dances. I have led several groups in schools. I've been in several plays. Coming to Canada, I had to make a way for myself because I didn't see the same type of passion because we were so few. So in schools, elementary, junior high, and high school, anytime they had cultural day, I would be there showcasing my culture. My culture is diverse, it's different, it's the base, it's the source, being an African. So I took pride in that. So I choreographed for various different groups in Edmonton until I decided to create my own in 2006 with my younger sister Lamide. And we opened Ways to Africa Music and Dance Theatre. Ways to Africa means welcome to the land of perfection. We want to make sure we preserve the African culture. And by bringing those type of entertainment to life, so the more you perform, the more you teach, the more you talk about it, the more people will understand and get a deeper meaning of what you're trying to do. I'm a community builder, community supporter, whether that's mentorship, whether that's just volunteering, whether that's being available. And I believe it's at the point of my career now that, I'm an arts manager, I'm a producer, choreographer, facilitator. I have so much titles now. And I believe that's why it came from that beginning, that humble beginning of a dancer, just having an interest in Africa and constantly holding on to that. I realized that community is something that we need. That's how we can thrive. That's how we can grow. That's how we can learn. Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the award. So how would you describe the importance of the arts right now in the middle of a pandemic with so many arts and culture organizations struggling?
It's a very corrective year. It's a year for us to look back at what we need to change as an artistic body. We were pushed to emerge this year as an arts organization. First time having a festival during the pandemic was this year in Canada. That has never happened to our organization before. So that unleash our potential, which is your theme this year, is definitely what most arts organization has done because of the amount of work that has to go into it because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And it shows great resiliency to see all these arts organizations, all these amazing performers, artists coming out to continue to
grow and continue to share and flourish in the artistic practice. And it just makes me so happy, so joyous. Nigeria is going through a lot right now. And because of Nigeria, I'm here as an artist. And because of Nigeria's roots, identity, and culture, I'm able to share what I know about my country with you. So I'm really grateful.
Oluwami, I mean, there's been so much focus recently on race issues, not just here in Canada, but around the world. So what about the importance of what you're doing in bringing people together and bridging those gaps, and kind of bringing cultures together in an understanding that we're all in this together and we all want the same things for our families?
Yes, community is very important. And that's one thing I love about Canada. It's a cultural mosaic. Since I've been here over 28 years now, Canada has been a place for people to gather. And a community is a body of people who have the same mind, the same capacity in terms of wanting to see each other thrive in unity. So it's really important for us to continue to thrive in that community as we grow. Calgary is an amazing place that has so many different identities and cultures and religions, and just seeing how everyone is coming together during this time of pandemic, not looking at culture, race, or identities in terms of genders. It's really, really great to see that uplifting, that need for communities to continue to grow the capacity to build.
You mentioned your sister in the video. Who else would you like to thank?
I would like to thank my beautiful daughters, Dadi and Dani. They've been there for me. They're my source. They're my why. Why did I create this organization? We don't see each other in terms of the African context in curriculum, in anything. So creating something for them to see the importance of their identity, the importance of their culture, where they came from, is important. And I had the opportunity to instill that in them. So I saw the difference it made in their confidence and in the way they felt about being African. So I wanted to continue to share that information and share that knowledge with the rest of the African and Caribbean diaspora. I would also like to thank my parents. I cannot say enough. Most Nigerian, most African parents would not allow their children to go into the arts. My parents cultivated that. They encouraged it. My aunties, my uncles, my grandparents, they ensured that I was continuously building my cultural practice, even when I was 3. So I just want to thank my parents also, because without them, I wouldn't be here.
Oluwami, thank you so much. Good luck in the future. Stay well.
Thank you. You too. Thank you, everyone.
Bindu, you're muted, Bindu. We're 8 months into the pandemic. You think we would have figured it out by now?
Can I just say we don't do Zoom at work? I'm actually the one that goes into work. I don't get to work from home. Darn. Right. Clearly, I would be bad at it. So it's a good thing that I have to go into the station. Congratulations to Oluwami. And I was just saying thank you for putting a spotlight on the arts community. We want to thank Chad as well for introducing all of the nominees. We want to now welcome Trudy Lawson, Regional Vice President in Calgary South, from our gold sponsor, RBC, to say a few words. RBC is one of the sponsors for the Youth Achievement Award, and Trudy will be introducing you to 2 more of this year's recipients.
Well, hello, everyone, and I'm so pleased to be able to share this special evening with you. Even if we can't be together in person, I know there is so much energy and excitement around this really fantastic occasion. It's an honor to celebrate with people who have broken through barriers, whether it be in arts, culture, entrepreneurship, community service, or any other field. And our event is filled with so many people who have chosen Canada as their destination to live and work. And we thank you for that. RBC has been involved with Immigrant Services Calgary for several years, and we really believe the great work they do in providing diverse settlement services to immigrants and refugees looking to really build a new chapter of their lives here in Canada. And members of our RBC family have also enjoyed volunteering with the ISC team, and it aligns so well with our commitment of supporting newcomers, whether they're getting their first job in Canada, seeking to understand more about investing, or those who may be thinking about starting their own business, their very first business. And we're focused on expanding our usefulness in Canada's daily lives, whether it be at home, in mobility, in lifestyle, online, virtually, and in their own business. And our interest in ISC also connects so well with our Future Launch Initiative, which is a decade-long commitment to help Canadian youth prepare for jobs of tomorrow, whether it be as an entrepreneur or contributing to our economy in a different way. And tonight is a great example of how we can come together as a community to celebrate diversity and celebrate the resilience that I know all of you embrace and demonstrate. And I look forward to spending the rest of the evening with you. So now I'm pleased and privileged to announce 2 of our Youth Achievement Award winners. On behalf of RBC, I'm happy to introduce you to Dundee Wang.
My name is Q-Hall Wang. People call me Dundee Wang. I play basketball for Team Alberta and I play on Western Canada High School.
Congratulations, Dundee, a nationally recognized basketball player, student union representative, honor student, and community volunteer. Dundee is also a dedicated champion for positive change through sport, academia, and philanthropic efforts. His passion for empowering immigrant youth to energize and engage in sport and foster through his not-for-profit organization, Vision Youth Sport, and so they can work towards his dream just as he has. Congratulations, Dundee. I'm also happy to introduce you to Aranyo Ghosh.
Hi, I'm Aranyo Ghosh, and I'm a grade 10 student. I am a cadet, and I am a huge health science researcher avid. And I love health sciences, and that's what I do.
Well, congratulations. He's an inspiring Sea Cadet, avid health sciences researcher, award-winning trumpet player, and a selfless volunteer. Aranyo works to encourage and inspire his generation. Some of his efforts include his dedication to the Canadian Armed Forces, leading poppy drives for veterans, promoting casual music in the community, and his determination to be a medical surgeon in his field. In addition to his research regarding chronic diseases, he's also a skilled trumpet player and is often asked to perform for a school and at Remembrance Day ceremonies. Congratulations.
You're muted again, Bindu. There you go.
I'll get this right at the end of 2 hours. In the last 5 minutes, I will always be off mute. You just watch. Okay, Dundee, you can tell I'm very accomplished with Zoom here. So you're a basketball player, and of course, you know, you could just be a really good basketball player. I jumped on the bandwagon, We the North, I was so excited. But you do all these other things, you're involved in the community. Why did you want to branch out and actually make a contribution to the community as well as on the court?
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up playing basketball as a kid, as many kids play in gym classes. You know, we grew up, we loved to play in the community. But I realized by high school, I started to notice a lot of my friends are starting to quit sports, quit basketball at the next level, especially immigrants and Asians particularly. And I really I don't like to see that. I'm like, they're good enough, they can make it to the next level, but they just decide to quit because of racial stereotypes, racial barriers. So I'm just trying to motivate the next generation and make a difference in the future to show them, hey, we can make it to the next level too. We can make a difference.
Love to hear you breaking down those barriers. Aranyo, I wanted to ask you, you were talking there about some of the things that you're doing, and we heard Doug say he's going to talk to his kids. I want to talk to my kid too, and he's just a toddler at this point. But I really, you've done so much, you're so young. What was it for you? Is it the people you surround yourself with? Is it just this internal passion you have? What is it that drives you in life?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a huge passion for health sciences, and if you can tell, I'm a Sea Cadet. And my future goal is to serve the Canadian Armed Forces as a medical surgeon. And I would say that goal was inspired. Well, there's actually a funny story. So in about 6 years ago or so. I was tobogganing down. It was the 31st of December. I slid and then I flipped over and I actually cracked my head open. So I had to go into the hospital. I had to get a bunch of stitches. And then I came out on the 1st of January. And so that was a great start to the year. But ever since then, I admired the doctors that operated on me and just the passion and the their work effort and how they treated me. And so I was so I just admired them. So ever since then, I wanted to become a health science person and serve as a medical surgeon.
Wow. Amazing. Okay, you two, go play video games. Just kidding. Keep doing what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you both. And I noticed that Aranyo has 2 more medals than I do, but we do have something in common, Aranyo. You're a sea cadet. Many have called me a space cadet over the years. So there's another thing about the virtual IDAs is that I can see people rolling their eyes now because I can see their faces, unlike in the big ballroom. So there's one downside to all this. Thanks also to Trudy Lawson from RBC. I'm an RBC client. Trudy, thank you so much for joining us tonight and keep up the great work. The next category is graciously sponsored by CPA Alberta, and it's the community service category. Unfortunately, they were not able to join us via video tonight, so please welcome back Haider Hassan to present the category on their behalf.
Thank you so much, Doug. And as an ex-finance guy, it's a pleasure to be representing CPA. The Community Services Award is presented to a newcomer who has provided outstanding community service to the City of Calgary and immigrant communities in a volunteer capacity. The first nominee, Neetu Purna.
So I'm Neetu Purna and I'm a social worker. I work at Canadian Mental Health Association as a recovery trainer. So yeah, my job is to train, run workshop and sessions and all that, and co-develop courses for people who has mental health or addiction concern, or this course is free to everyone, whoever wants to, learn new things.
In 2008, Neetu became the first female literature editor in a national newspaper in Bangladesh. As an editor, author, and social worker, she has highlighted the barriers that newcomers face on their journeys to integrate, striving to pave a path of equity for the immigrants and refugees in Calgary. She addresses the obstacles they face in receiving mental health support. She is known for her advocacy and connection to community partners to ensure supports are culturally informed, inclusive, and emphasize resilience. Next up, we have Saima Jamal.
Hey everyone, my name is Saima Jamal. I'm the co-founder of the Calgary Immigrant Support Society. I'm also a community activist, a community organizer, mom, and a person who really promotes interfaith.
For 4 years, Saima co-founded the Calgary Immigrant Support Society, but her activism and humanitarian efforts for immigrants, refugees, and members of the international and local community began in 2001. She is an energetic powerhouse, working with other civil society groups in the city of Calgary, a catalyst for public good. Her rallies and fundraisers have led to the mobilization of thousands of diverse community members and leaders. Saima is also a charismatic and compassionate changemaker who spreads kindness and creates opportunities for people to give back to the community, raising funds to help people in crisis, as well as to combat prejudice and discrimination. She empowers marginalized populations in the city. Final nominee, Humaira Falek.
My name is Humaira Falek and I work with Action Dignity as the program coordinator for North Star Initiative. Our main purpose is to create awareness in our communities and ethnocultural communities, specifically around domestic abuse and how we can work together to prevent this in our immigrant communities.
Humaira is an advocate for domestic violence, awareness, and prevention, shedding light on the issues faced by various ethnocultural communities. An unwavering force for change, she uplifts and empowers women and vulnerable populations of diverse cultures through her public speaking and community work. Humaira has continuously used her platform and experience with domestic violence to discuss how current issues in employment, justice, policy, and cultural biases are hindering the success of vulnerable populations. And the recipient of this year's award is
I came from Bangladesh. I came as an international student in 1998 in first year University of Calgary. So believe it or not, from when I was in grade 5 or grade 6 back in Bangladesh, I knew I was coming here. And I was looking forward to it, working towards coming to Calgary for a very, very long time. I got into activism, I got into helping out newcomers, I got into interfaith work, I got into humanitarian work. I had that ability to reach out to people from all different beliefs and all different political stripes to come together and just help out refugees that were coming in huge numbers in our city. In 2015, around October, Sam Namura and myself, we founded the Syrian Refugee Support Group, which later became the Calgary Immigrant Support Society. It gathered people, friends, strangers, community members from all walks of life that really wanted to do something for these refugees that were, washing ashore in the Mediterranean. And that's what we did. We pushed our government to bring more refugees in, and right shortly after, the government changed and we had about 40,000 Syrian refugees that arrived. One of the things that we were most proud of is coming up with a donation center, a warehouse. It became this community hub where newcomers would come in and donors would come in and volunteers would come in. It was a beautiful place where just basic necessities and niceties and household items weren't just being met, friendships were being met. Whenever I think about my work, I think about the community because we are the voice of the community. Whether I live in the greater Calgary community or I live in the Muslim community, there is a community of people that are always helping out. Without community, we have no fuel. The community was always there to lift these individuals up. And it is the most inspiring thing I've heard and seen in my own eyes, the power when the community comes together to help a person.
Congratulations, Saima. I was getting a little worried about you. I haven't had a text or an email from you in about 30 minutes.
Saima, you're muted, so you might want to.
Yeah, Saima, you're muted. So, Saima, we've spoken many times in person and over the phone on CBC Radio over the years. Tremendous work that you did with the Center for Syrian Newcomers. But I haven't talked to you in a while. So what have you been up to lately? What's been your passion?
My passion lately has been working at the Jumpstart Refugee Talent. It's a national organization that's based out of Toronto that started off with, getting meaningful employment to refugees and refugee claimants. And we just started a new branch in Vancouver last year, and myself, we started in May. The newest Calgary branch for Jumpstart. So it's basically whatever I was doing for the last 5 years, it culminated to something a little bit more niche project. And but that's kind of my 9 to 5. But for the rest of the time from 5 p.m. till morning, I'm still continuing with our work with the Calgary Immigrant Support Society. My activism is going strong. I've got a teenage boy now with a mustache and it's growing super tall every day. So managing a teenager was very different. So yeah, life goes on.
So, I get tired whenever I talk to you because you're so energetic and you're going all the time. So what's fueling this passion and where are you finding the energy and the balance in your life with a teenager?
This is very true. It's a whole ball game when you have a teenager at home. So it's a lot about now teaching him too what I'm doing. So that gives me that passion to drive, keep on going because he sees what you're doing. He sees every event that you go to. The other day he had show and tell at school this week, and he took all these posters that we would go to a protest or a demonstration in City Hall, and his whole show and tell is about, this is what I do with my mom, and here's all the posters that I talk about, and this is how I learn about the world. So yeah, that's how you find balance. You bring your family with your work, and together it's so much more fulfilling.
So yeah.
And of course, you're encouraging the next generation as well, which is important. So who would you like to thank given this opportunity?
I'd like to take the biggest thanks. I'd say for the last 5 years, I've been very involved with the refugee community in Calgary. You would think that it's us who's helping them, but it was them who fulfilled my life. I would really love to thank that they gave us the opportunity to help them. I would like to thank the fact that every person that came to support the whole refugee support group that we were running, the volunteers, the donors, the supporters, everyone that even put a like on a Facebook comment or made a comment to support the refugees, welcoming them in here, helping immigrants, helping newcomers. Those are the people, this is their award. And above all, as an activist, when you fearlessly go and talk about an issue, a cause, you speak up for a community, for a people, for a country, you get a lot of blowback too. So that courage is given to me by my upbringing, by my parents. If I didn't have a very stable, loving upbringing, it would be very hard for me to have the courage to go and do this with love, kindness, and strength. And above all, I am a person of faith. So what I do is for the sake of God, for the sake of Allah. So I thank him for giving me the blessings to keep on going. So yes.
Saima, congratulations and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Bindu, you're still muted.
I clicked it. I swear. I swear I clicked it.
Here's a little hint.
It's just a game.
Just don't mute yourself. Don't mute. Oh, see, there you go. So you do have. Yeah,
I'm at home.
I'm in a blank studio here, so it's quiet. But I just don't mute it.
I'm at home. All right,
Okay.
I'm at home with very loud kids. Got to mute. Okay, I just want to congratulate Saima and for bringing those stories to the forefront and really bring them to our attention, the media. As you say, she gets a hold of you a lot, Doug, so we can tell these stories. We want to thank Haider, but also want to bring him back to present our next award.
Thank you so much, Bindu. Appreciate that. And I think you're getting the hang of the unmute button. So thanks again, Doug, for influencing the right nudge there. So this award is very special for me because actually I was the recipient of this a couple of years ago, the under 35 category.
This award recognizes a student whose leadership exemplifies the.
Yeah, go ahead, John. So the award is given out to newcomers who are facing obstacles and they have demonstrated perseverance and dedication. The first recipient is Aishwarya Kanduja.
Hi, my name is Aishwarya Kanduja. I am a graduate of the Biomedical Science program at the University of Calgary. I'm also the founder and CEO of Loop Education, which is an academic consulting company that helps high school students with their transition to post-secondary. And I'm also the founder of First Generations Organization, which is a nonprofit with the same social mission.
All right, the next nominee, we have Charles Osogi.
My name is Charles Isuji. I'm a lawyer.
And finally, we've got Iman Bukhari.
My name is Iman Bukhari, and I am the CEO of Canadian Culture Mosaic Foundation. I founded this organization about 10 years ago, and it is a volunteer-run organization that works to improve race relations across Canada.
And the recipient of the award this year is...
I was born and raised in Nigeria, and I immigrated to Canada in 2011. I studied law in Nigeria. In fact, I was actually called to the bar in Nigeria in 2010. I practiced for a few months and then immigrated to Canada. For the first, phase of my education, all my professional network were all in Nigeria. And then I came to Canada where I only knew family members. I didn't really have the support that I had back home. Losing your professional network, not knowing where to start, and not, leaving your comfort zone, wherever you're coming from. Fortunately, I started connecting with good people, including my partner, Mr. Jim Smith. And then Jim Smith took me on as an Artland student. And in 2014, I was called to the Alberta Bar. Then I became a partner in the firm in 2016, and a few months later, I acquired the firm. Of course, these were, a little out of my comfort zone, including the fact that I had not owned any business. I was fortunate to, know a lot of good people in my life that could see 10, 15 years ahead of me, and they were able to say, Charles, you can do it. You can take this plunge. You can take this risk. I also volunteer with organizations such as Legal Aid Alberta. I also volunteer with Elizabeth Fry Society. I volunteer with a bunch of other organizations. And I mentor internationally trained professionals, formally and informally, and then also take on practicum students in my firm. I am proud of, challenging some of the narratives out there, especially for young immigrants, right? You can actually get ahead if you have the right mindset, if you have the right people, the right network, and if you're focused on excellence, you're focused on providing value to people's lives. There isn't really any limit other than, imaginations.
Congratulations to you, Charles. Look at that big smile. What a proud day for you. I wanted to know, achievement under 35. Is this where you're so young? Is this where you saw yourself already at this point in your life?
Well, when you have good people in your life and you're focused and you're determined, the sky is the stepping stone.
You mentioned being a young immigrant. Being a young immigrant, I guess, what are the unique challenges that you faced trying to achieve your goals, being so young and also an immigrant?
Thank you. The major challenge was internal. Specifically, I had to overcome the fear of failure. I had to overcome the challenges posed by the color of my skin, the sound of my voice, my heritage. And overcoming that required me to hang around people that could see the future and people that could see the drive and the hustle.
I see you and I see your accomplishments. Did you feel like the community did that when they looked at you, they saw your accomplishments and that they were more welcoming and welcomed you with open arms more than you thought, or was it what you expected?
Of course, Calgary is a melting pot now with a lot of people in here, people that look like me, people that sound like me. And at the end of the day, regardless of whatever space you are in life, whatever industry you are, if you're a good human being, if you're kind and you're humble and you're focused, you attract good energy, and the sky is the stepping stone.
You have the stage. Who would you like to thank?
I want to thank my family, and I want to thank Mr. Rundle, Bruce Rundle. Bruce Rundle is my mentor. He's the executive director of CRIAC. CRIAC stands for Calgary Region Immigrant Employment Council. When I came to this country, I did not know any lawyers, and Bruce was the first person that I met. Bruce has over 30 years of experience as a lawyer. And for the first time standing across from Bruce, I felt like a lawyer. I felt like I had met someone that understood my journey, and Bruce has led me by the hand since then, and I'm eternally grateful to him.
So important to have those mentors. I hope you become one for many people out there. Congratulations, Charles.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Charles, on that Achievement Award under 35. I'm hoping to win the under 55 Achievement Award. And if you believe I'm under 55, you really need to get your eyes checked. So please welcome now Wanda Palmer, Vice President of Marketing with Trico Homes, who will introduce us now to another one of this year's youth recipients.
Thanks, Doug. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. I'm really happy this evening to have the opportunity to introduce you to Yuvraj Singh.
Hi, my name is Yuvraj Singh.
And I consider myself a youth advocate and a community leader in my world. And one of the biggest things that I've been striving towards is creating youth advocacy, empowerment for young people, and to create a strong platform on which the next generation can become leaders of tomorrow.
Dedicated to service, healthcare, outreach, and empowerment, Yuvraj Singh has been actively involved in projects to better his community. He's led poverty reduction and anti-hunger initiatives and promotes a harmonious coexistence by connecting levels of government, community organizations, and schools in interfaith dialogue. Yuvraj has also worked with cardiology groups to promote health research in diverse communities and teaches debate to high school students in order to engage them in the Alberta Youth Parliament and to become tomorrow's leaders and pioneers. Congratulations, Yuvraj.
Wanda, thanks for this. Yuvraj, congratulations on being one of the youth recipients. And it's rather, well, ironic, but probably best for all of us that we're giving you this award tonight on the same night that the U.S. presidential debate is going on. You teach debate. What about the value of debate in a respectful and intelligent way? What is it about that that gets you excited?
That's a great question, Doug. I think debate and speech are important tools that allow young people to articulate themselves in a manner that they can champion issues that are important to them, but also be torchbearers of tomorrow. And by equipping our young people with the skills, the training, and of course, debate and speech, we allow them to propel youth issues. We allow them to propel themselves into a position where they can make change. And so that's been a critical element of not only my life, because I consider myself very lucky that I was given that opportunity, but I see many other young people who have vastly improved their ability to engage, connect, and become involved in the community because of the way they see themselves. So it's all about identity, it's about confidence, and how you can articulate your ideas, for sure.
So where do you see your future? Is it going to be in cardiology or in government, given your debate skills?
To be honest, I'm probably in the same boat as many of my young colleagues, but I definitely do see myself at some point in my life interfacing between community health and public policy, and it would be an honor to represent the people that I so passionately volunteer for or advocate for. So definitely something that is on my radar, but nothing is certain as of yet.
And who would you like to pay tribute to or thank for getting you to where you are so far?
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank the Almighty Creator for the opportunities and bringing me to this place. But the next, I guess, thanks goes to my parents, who came to this country as researchers to study, to do their master's and their PhD, Dr. Balraj Singh and Dr. Poonam Kaur. And I followed in their footsteps. The work that they did, that's what empowered me to take on volunteering and community initiatives. I'd also like to thank my sister, Sabina Kaur. She's way more intelligent than I am, despite the fact that she's 5 years younger than me. So she's always keeping me on my toes. And finally, all those people who were a part of the volunteer initiatives or community involvements that I've been a part of, whether that's in the Sikh community, whether it's the students that I teach debate, or my fellow parliamentarians in the Alberta Youth Parliament.
Yuvraj, congratulations. Good luck in the future.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to Yuvraj. Also, thank you so much, Wanda, for the introduction. We want to now welcome Jim Saklamakis, Vice President, Head of HSBC Branch Network, Western Region Wealth and Personal Banking from our gold sponsor, HSBC, to say a few words now. Jim?
All right. Thank you, everyone. And welcome. HSBC is a proud sponsor of the 24th Annual Immigrants of Distinction Awards. At HSBC, we strongly engage our local communities, and we are often the bank of our customers before they arrive in Canada. We have a long history and are one of the world's largest banks. And we actually have 65 offices worldwide. 65, we're actually located in 65 countries worldwide. Sorry about that. HSBC will continue to invest and grow our business in the province of Alberta and in the city of Calgary. So let's take a look at a quick video. I'm not sure if we could see the video or not. Is that something I would play, or I thought the organizers would play that?
No, Jim, you won't play it. That's for sure.
I will not play it? Okay.
You will not play it, no.
Okay, all right.
HSBC is one of the world's leading international banks. We serve more than 40 million customers in 64 countries and territories. We have around 197,000 shareholders in 130 countries and territories. Our employees speak 144 languages. Every day, we help people manage their money, buy their homes, and save and invest for the future. We support around 1.3 million businesses, providing them with growth finance and helping them trade and invest overseas and raise capital. We continue to adapt to help our customers thrive in the modern economy. In 2018, we facilitated $740 billion of trade globally. We use our international network to connect our customers to high-growth markets. We are investing in growth and technology in areas including digital banking and blockchain. In 2019, 89% of retail banking transactions were digital. We also believe that economic growth must be sustainable. Since January 2017, we have provided $52.4 billion in sustainable financing and investment. We have cut carbon emissions per full-time employee by 35% since 2011. And in 2020, we've extended $80 billion in support to help customers cope with COVID-19. Our commitment to sustainability means supporting our employees too. We completed 6.5 million hours of training in 2019, helping us serve our customers better every day.
Okay. So we're proud to be the sponsor of the Organizational Diversity Award, and I'm happy to introduce you to the finalists. The Organizational Diversity category recognizes business, government body, nonprofit organization, or media outlet that is a champion for diversity and is a shining example of embracing workplace diversity programs and serving ethnically diverse client groups. Everyone Belongs is the guiding principle of the Development Disabilities Resource Center of Calgary. Through various community partnerships, they provide first language support for refugees having developmental disabilities, encouraging clients to maintain their cultural connection and build natural supports. Inclusivity efforts are seen through DDRC's annual Inclusion Awards, highlighting integrative techniques employed by community members. DDRC recruits, develops, and supports a diverse set of newcomers, with over 50% of the employees being immigrants to Canada, which includes members of the management team and a CEO. Action Dignity Society is a community-based organization that facilitates the collective voice of ethnocultural communities and racialized groups who are seeking change and equitable participation in areas such as services, employment, health, public policy, and neighborhood development. By partnering with more than 100 ethnocultural organizations, the agency ensures diverse community leadership and involvement in all its initiatives. Equity, diversity, and inclusion guide its programs, organizational practices, and collaborations. Employees, board of directors, community-based brokers, and volunteers reflect the diversity of the community they serve. Culturally relevant HR policies, such as paid personal cultural days, are standards of practice. The Center for Affordable Water and Sanitation Technology provides training and consultation on simple, affordable solutions to sanitation and water needs, supporting healthy and productive lives for those in extreme poverty. With a long history of supporting workplace diversity, the organization actively searches for employees based on education, ability, knowledge, and experience without regard to race, religion, sexual orientation, or gender. Their work environment not only encourages diversity, but also connection and growth through its accepting environment, wellness program, and learning exchanges. And the recipient of this year's award is
At the Center for Affordable Water and Sanitation Technology, we are a registered charity, and we are also a non-for-profit engineering consultancy. Our focus is on addressing the need for clean drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene in low to middle income countries. Our vision is a world where everyone's given the opportunity to succeed because their sanitation, water, and hygiene needs are met. Since COST's creation back in 2001, we've always been very supportive of newcomers to Canada, and it's just always been part of the fabric of who COST is.
The environment, working environment is so great. It's a very collaborative and a supportive environment. I can go back to my first day when I started my work with COST. I was not sure about how my accent will fit the culture there. But when I was walking with my directors through the office, I was talking to everybody there, and I heard so many accents, so many different accents, and then that was kind of relief for me.
We couldn't be successful at what we do without an international workforce. Our staff are born in 12 different countries, they speak 15 different languages, and that allows us to serve our clients effectively and help them get clean water and sanitation.
We can kind of complement each other, and being this diverse help us a lot in our work worldwide, because we travel to different countries, we meet different people from different cultural and religion backgrounds.
I think we do a great job of creating a culture where the inclusion is really apparent.
To me, COST is perfect place to work, honestly. I love every single day.
Fantastic recipient of this award. I guess, you see a charity like this, water, sanitation, things that we take for granted, yet there's so much work that needs to be done. When it comes to that, I guess, what was it about this charity that really is deserving for an award like this?
Sorry, was it a question for me?
Yes. There you go.
Sorry, I missed it. Could you
That's
please
okay.
repeat it?
No worries, no worries. It's interesting. I heard you say on the video, actually, how comforting it was to have people around you with accents as well. It really speaks to why diversity is so important in the workplace. Can you elaborate on that? You were talking about why you really love working with this organization. What is it about this organization that you love so much?
Well, I guess it comes from one of not pleasant experience I had before. And it was when I was applying for the job, and I've been told that I'm basically too new to Canada. That's why I'm not getting this job. And I had kind of fear that any job where I apply will be telling me the same. But when I decided to apply for this position, open position with COST, and it was completely different experience. Completely different, because when I kind of asked this question, they said, we want your international experience. We need that. And from, as I said in my interview, from the very beginning, from the very first day of my work, I felt that that really welcoming environment. As we were saying, there are like almost 50% of our staff are immigrants. So it creates very collaborative and supportive environment for everybody.
You said you heard people say to you, you're too new to Canada to get these jobs and those jobs. And how did you remain motivated, and how did you keep going and able to for you to succeed in Calgary?
I think I just continued moving on, and I met a lot of really nice people who encouraged me. And one of them just said, you know what, it's not you. You're just wrong ingredient to the salad. And it's not your fault. It's not salad's fault. It's recipe's fault. Right? So keep going, keep moving on. You will find your salad. That's what I did.
Who would you like to thank?
Of course, parents, my parents, first of all. They taught me a lot. And all people whom I met somehow contributed to who am I right now. And for the last 19 years, I could say that everything good what happened to me was somehow connected to my wife.
Okay, I'll be looking for my husband to say the same thing. Very good. She'll be very happy to hear that. Keep sharing your stories about adjusting, adapting, and succeeding. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. And I'd like to add that there are so many amazing team members from COST who deserve more to be here and represent our organization.
Congratulations to the whole team. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the Center for Affordable Water and Sanitation Technology for that award. And you better believe that you would thank your partner, because it would be a long, cold night if you didn't.
Smart man. He's a smart man.
I'm speaking from personal experience. And also to thanks to Jim and HSBC for being one of the major sponsors of the IDAs this year. And Jim, we don't have time now, but at some point I'd like you to explain to me how HSBC can offer a 5-year fixed mortgage for 1.89%. We need to talk. All right, so now let's welcome Dr. Chirag Shah to present our next award.
Thank you, Doug. The Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to an immigrant or refugee who has achieved outstanding success in his or her chosen career path, professional field. This individual will have made significant contribution to our city through community building and philanthropic endeavors. Let me introduce your finalist, Dr. Lashitu Gadamu.
My name is Lashitu Gadamu. I'm a professor at the University of Calgary. Fantastic. And I teach, I do research, and I train graduate students and also undergraduate students. That's what I do. At the same time, I also empower, students in my home country, Ethiopia. Fantastic. I build research and education capacity there.
Dr. Gadamu has fostered an extensive scientific, educational, cultural, and humanitarian relationship between Calgary and his native Ethiopia. He has played a pivotal role influencing future researchers, having mentored over 60 students in his laboratory at the University of Calgary. His community involvement includes being a co-founder of Ethiopia Community Association, supporting individuals with HIV/AIDS, coaching soccer, fundraising to improve healthcare in Ethiopia, building biomedical research and educational capacity in Ethiopia, and providing Ethiopian students with course on molecular biology and bioinformatics. Dr. Carly Besdak.
My name is Carly Besdak. I am a mathematician and working for the University of Calgary as a Canada research chair since 2003 when we moved this.
A professor at the University of Calgary and a Canada Research Chair in Mathematics, Dr. Besdak is highly recognized international leader in discrete mathematics. His accomplishments range from being one of the longest serving CRCs in Canada, solving one of the best known open questions of discrete mathematics in more than 40 years, creating the free e-journal Contribution to Discrete Mathematics, to his work with Banff International Research Station. Dr. Besdak has more than 130 research articles and 4 books, helped many researchers, including his many graduate students, to tackle problems in discrete mathematics with broader application. And the finalist, the third finalist, Dr. Evelyn Jane.
Evelyn Jane. I'm a family physician and breastfeeding specialist.
With a commitment to make a world a better place, Dr. Jane has overcome every obstacle she has faced in her personal, professional, and academic life. Her policies and medical interventions on breastfeeding have become industry standard, and her passion to educate future healthcare professionals ensure a lasting impact on mothers and their families. Along with her love for medicine, Dr. Evelyn Jane is a supporter of social justice, providing young socially conscious women with scholarships and fighting discrimination. And the recipient for this year's award is
I was born in Budapest, Hungary, and I graduated as a mathematician. So I started to work relatively early as a mathematician. And the miracle happened to me in 2001 and 2. Those 2 years really made a huge change. The Canadian government started this Canada Research Program. Their intention was to bring to Canada some of those young or senior brains whose work could help the research in Canada. And University of Calgary nominated me for this Canada Research Chair position. So I was among the very first few who were offered such a position. Now 17 years as a Canada researcher here, I have been the director of a center of computational discrete geometry here, really invested a lot in teaching young people, raising the next generation of researchers. That's something really special, and I'm very thankful to that. If someone is over 60, then everyone is talking about retirement. Not in my case. I'm not thinking of retiring. I still feel young, and this is largely due to the young people who surround me. I have been proud of my students, and I still feel very thankful to them because they keep me young. And this is perhaps the key for the coming years for me.
Well, we are so happy for Dr. Besdak. Unfortunately, due to unexpected circumstances, Karoli is unable to join us tonight, but we do congratulate him and we wish him all the best tonight. As you can see, I'm unmuted. Are you impressed, Doug?
You're doing a great job. This
Thank
is
you.
fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Speaking of impressive, special to the awards program this year, we have partnered with the Calgary Black Chambers to present an award for student leadership. Please welcome John Cornish, co-founder and board chairperson of the Calgary Black Chambers, to tell us more about this. John.
Thanks, Bindu. This award recognizes a student whose leadership exemplifies the Calgary Black Chambers' core values of scholarship, mentorship, fellowship, and advocacy. And we are happy to present this award to Siobhan Fuller. Siobhan is originally from Jamaica, and he is the president of the African Caribbean Student Association at SAIT, and has done quite a bit for the student community. When COVID shut things down, many students were directly affected and found themselves struggling financially. Siobhan made the CBC aware of these issues faced by international students, and through his fellowship and advocacy efforts, 20 students received bursaries, helping them during these times. We're happy to introduce you to this remarkable student who is now looking to join Calgary's workforce, Siobhan Fuller.
Thank you.
The Siobhan story. This began in 1987 in Jamaica. I'm pretty proud of where I'm from. It's my source, it's my go-to place, and where I went to the University of Technology. I then studied land economy and valuation surveying. I decided I wanted to do more for myself. And in order for me to do more for myself, I had to start thinking on a first world basis. And I thought, hey, people are going to Canada. I studied administrative information management at SAIT, and I became the president for the African Caribbean Students Association. Since then, I've been doing a lot of work with the CBC, the Calgary Black Chambers, and the African Caribbean Students Association of SAIT to really bring about awareness and to bring about general love, especially in this time with the pandemic. CBC jumped up and they allowed me to help other students through their programs, mentorship programs, through their feeding program, everything. CBC has recognized the hard work that I've put in, but also I think they realized I genuinely want to help. And they have helped me so I can help. And I believe that a great leader can lead his people if he can be led. And so therefore I listen to my friends, I listen to my people, I listen to the people who need help, and I see what can I do. Sometimes you have to be able to listen. So I really believe in giving back to the community, doing what you need to do, and sometimes going above and beyond for your community is good too. You know, someone needs that help. And so therefore, community is very important to me. So I'll always go out and I'll always give of myself to the community.
Congratulations, Siobhan. What a great day for you. So many things you've accomplished and now being recognized for it. You said you listened to the students, you knew what the need was, and you genuinely wanted to help. So with this pandemic, we've heard so many challenges affecting all kinds of demographics. What were you hearing from students? What are their main challenges?
So first I want to say thank you very much. And you know, one of the main challenges were financial challenges, but also we have students from different backgrounds. And so therefore, they're not all students are exposed to the technological advancements and what we're forced to use now, you know. And so adapting to the new norm was also a challenge. And for a lot of international students, you basically signed up for a program that's going to be taught face-to-face. And then you're being hit with, you've got to stay online, you know. So there are several challenges, technological challenges, economic challenges, you name it. So there are a few challenges that we faced as students.
Yeah, talk about adapting to a new reality. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank first my wife. She's here with me. I'd like to thank her for supporting me. I'd like to also thank my son. He's my motivation. I want to thank the CBC, John Cornish, Clarence Winters. I want to thank these guys because they have been my support. And also Admir Choluka from SAIT. He's been there from day one. I remember wanting to give up. And he said to me, listen, Siobhan, you have something special and people need you. So you can't give up. You don't have a choice. And then I realized that I have a role to play. And so I want to thank these people in my life.
I think everyone has a role to play. You just got to recognize it. It's nice to hear how important mentors are in so many people's lives. Congratulations again, Siobhan.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Siobhan. And please welcome now Shane Wenzel, president of Shane Homes, who will introduce you to another one of this year's youth recipients.
Thank you, Doug. Hey, I'm happy to introduce this evening Asher Sharif. Cue the video.
So I am Arshia Sharif. I am a researcher at Alberta Health Services. So that is what I mainly focus on, my research and academics. So yeah, I am also a badminton player. I love sports. I can play badminton all day online, not get over it. I also am actively involved in debates, and I am a human rights advocate.
Very true. She is a badminton player, a great debater, apparently. She's an advocate for human rights and is a really high academic achiever. So in Sharif's case, she's used to beating the odds. She consistently uses her own life experiences to inform the efforts of building interfaith communities, promoting open dialogue, and ultimately improving the lives for vulnerable populations. And what's amazing as well is she's led 3 blood drives, co-led a youth group supporting Syrian refugees. She's even partnered with orphan sponsorship programs and was the general director of the Muslim Students Association.
Thanks, Shane. Appreciate that.
No problem, Doug.
Congratulations, Arshia. Are you there? I see Shane, but I don't see Arshia.
Yeah, she's here. She just unmuted herself.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations on being recognized like this. So you mentioned you could play badminton all day, all night. What is it about the sport of badminton that you love so much?
I don't know. Maybe it was the first ever sport that I was introduced to. Like, I learned that game when I was in grade 4. And at that time, I had a lot of physical problems at that time. And I think that was one of the reasons badminton took me away from a lot of my difficulties. I would say that was the first time I was in sports. That was the first time I started interacting with a lot of people. Before that, I think I had a phobia of, like, going out in the crowd and, trying something competitive. And so this is very close to me. And another reason is I remember because I belong to a very economically disadvantaged place, I did not have the equipment, the rackets, the shuttlecock, the birdies, no net, nothing like that. But that was the game that actually took me way forward, and I was fortunately able to represent Riyadh and play for international sports in Jordan as well. So I think that's very close to me, gives me a lot of memories. That's the reason, yeah.
So earlier in the program, we talked about the importance and the value of the arts and culture bringing communities together. What about sports? Do you see that a way to bridge gap, that we have more in common with each other when it comes to sport and competition and the love of physical activity that brings us together?
Yes, of course. Like, my sport, especially badminton, of course, it's not team sport, but we also play singles and then doubles. I have always noticed that whenever I went to these competitions, be district level or village level, whatever I have played, I've seen people from so many different parts of India come together, so many different languages. We don't even recognize each other. Like, I mean, it's very hard to communicate with each other. Like, our languages are very different. We come from different parts of India, different parts of the world, but eventually on the badminton court, all that matters is how much you have scored. And so, of course, yes, it bridges a lot of differences. Like, it brings a lot of diversity to the court. Yeah.
All right. So other than seeing you at the Olympics in 2021 in Tokyo, where do you see yourself in the future?
So I really hope to, I come from a low SES background. So I really hope to give voice to the marginalized population, be it the refugees, the orphans. My vision for the next 10, 20 years, or I don't know, however long I live, I really hope to eradicate child hunger and poverty. I have had a lot of at times when I've been to bed hungry, and I don't want the others to go through the same thing. There's so much poverty around, that just breaks my heart, especially during these times of COVID. My country, India, was one of the worst hit, and every single day you just see the news, like people dying out of malnutrition. It's not about the diseases that you cannot cure. It's not that people are dying out of tumor or cancer, which is also really bad. But malnutrition, something that is everyone's right to food, right to live. They don't have the basic necessary. So I really hope to do something that will eradicate child poverty and hunger.
Who would you like to thank? Who has mentored you along the way?
I think firstly, I would like to thank God, and then I would like to thank my parents. They saw me through a lot of struggles. There were a lot of times when I just wanted to give up. There were a lot of times when I was slow in the game, but they made sure I was in the game. They didn't, they supported me a lot all along the way. So yeah, thanks to them too.
Congratulations. Good luck in the future.
Thank you, Doug.
Congratulations to Arishia. We want to now hear, and as well, thanks Shane, whoever Shane is, we want to hear again from all of our youth recipients. Take a look at this.
I run a nonprofit organization with some of my friends. Together we made an organization called Visions Youth Sports. Our goal is to spread the joy of sports at a low cost for everyone to enjoy.
So the three things that are most important to me are, number one is promoting interfaith dialogue. Second one is the refugee crisis. And the third one is doing a lot of mentorship, because I have struggled a lot to find good mentors.
I'm very passionate about health and scientific research. What makes me feel the best is to have a sense of feeling that what I'm doing will actually help people in the very near future and to solve their problems, to solve their chronic diseases.
I've been very proud and grateful to be running programs that offer these free meals to people in Calgary downtown, in the Forest Lawn area. We've created like a task force almost within the community that goes out to these different organizations.
I'm involved in a lot of things related to cancer. So cancer research, on the bench with patients. I'm also involved with advocacy with cancer patients, and do a lot of things both in Calgary and around the country to kind of raise awareness and also raise our understanding of cancer.
I would say that community cohesion is probably what I'm most passionate about. And the beauty of this is that there are many ways of achieving that.
I definitely feel like there's a responsibility to give back to the community as a whole, and also to try to get my peers and try to inspire them to also do more for the community.
If you're going to be part of a community and get a lot of support from that community, you also have a responsibility, whether it be now or years into the future, to contribute back to it.
I feel like a community is very important in the sense that we are there for each other. We have to uplift each other. We have to spread positivity and optimism.
I just really like to lead and change, do things differently. I love to help the next generation to reach their true potential and do what they can.
Well, I believe if we work together to better our community, it will be a better environment for all of us in the future and for everyone to live in a better world.
An inspiring way to finish the evening off, a peek at what the next generation is doing to continue making Calgary a great city, an exceptional city. I feel like great is understated at this point in the evening, Doug.
Bindu, it has been quite an inspiring evening on the whole, of course, and we congratulate all of the finalists and recipients and thank them for your hard work and contributions. And in the coming weeks, we'll be presenting each of our recipients with an award handcrafted by Anna at Passion Glass. So follow us at #IDA2020 to see those presentations.
Oh, that'll be nice. And if you'd like to be inspired all over again, you can log back into this event platform starting Monday, and you can watch recordings of today's roundtables, the keynote presentations by Mike Shake and Wayne Chu, and the awards ceremony as well. Before we go, we want to thank all of our sponsors again, all those who submitted nominations and anonymous selection committee, and of course, those nominees and finalists who work tirelessly in the areas of professional achievement and community service. And don't forget those shout outs. How about one more citywide wave? Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, Southeast. Speaking of those hands, I think we're in good hands in this city.
That's it for the show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We will see you next year, and hopefully it's in a big downtown ballroom with 500 people where I can see them groaning and hear them groaning and rolling their eyes at me. Now, excuse me, Bindu, it was great co-hosting with you this evening. I've got to go and put some long pants on for the ride home. Have a great night.
Have a great night. Thank you.